For those of you who don't know me, I'm Miss Michaela. I'm here to talk about honeybees. So this will be a three-part video. The first part we're going to be talking about the actual honeybees and their home. So first off, this is their home, what we call a hive. It has many different layers and you can have up to 50,000 bees. So how we open the top here when beekeepers want to get in here, and how the bees get in is down here at the bottom. I'll show a video of that later, of actual bees going into their home. We have a couple frames in here that we start out when we want to put our honeybees in there, and they help build their home off of these. And it looks more like that when they get started building. Now hives can vary in size. They can have multiple different boxes on them. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. This one's a more smaller one. We have our larger box. That one's an old hive frame, as you can see. Now throughout these three videos I'm going to tell you a couple different things. This one we're going to be talking about more about the bees. You see how larger these frames are. Now this is just one box. Beekeepers can have, if a big beekeeper, he can have hundreds of these boxes, which have lots and lots of bees. So we're going to go over here, and we're actually going to look at some bees now.
Pretty straight on it.
This is what we call an observatory hive. This is what we take so people can see the bees and not have to worry about actually touching the bees. Alright, so what we're pointing at right now is the queen bee. Now whoever is helping me, this is my grandfather. He's taught me about beekeeping and all. He's helping me right now. So you can see the queen bee.
Right there, if you want to get in there with.
We watch her for a little while. She's in the process of laying an egg. Now she's laying an egg that will become a worker bee. Now most of these bees here are worker bees, and a really cool fun fact is all of the worker bees are female. I mean, they're all girls. Now I know I talked about three different kinds. There's also drones in here. The drones.
It's a drone. They're fatter and fuzzy.
They're fat and fuzzy. They're the males. They hang around with the queen, and they don't live as long as the workers. And it's really fun and cool to watch them all work. Alright, so now we're going to talk more about the three different types of bees we just discussed. First, we'll start with the queen. The queen, out of all these bees, there is only one, and she is the only one that lays eggs. Now she can lay three different types of eggs. She lays the worker bee eggs that turn into your worker bees. Then she lays drone bee eggs that are a bit bigger, and they turn into your drone bees. And then she lays queen bee cells. Now she doesn't do this very often unless the hive is getting really cramped and it's time for them to move, or she's getting really, really old. Now the queen bee, out of all these bees, she's the only one that doesn't go outside. She stays the whole entire time in the hive. Now, could you imagine not being able to go outside? are just being stuck inside. Some of you are getting that right now with this quarantine. Now we talk about more about our drone bees. The drone bees, as I said, are our boy bees. They are kind of lazy and all. They don't do anything. They just kind of are around. They're with the queen. They don't do any work. And they just sit around and they eat honey. Now, one thing about our worker bees is our worker bees and our queen bee have a stinger. Our drone bees do not. Can't get stung by the drone bees because they don't have a stinger. Worker bees, they have a stinger that can only sting once and then they die. Now the queen bee, she can sting you multiple times, but she won't come out of the hive to do that. As I said, she stays inside. And that's about all the time we have for this video, and the next two videos will be talking about what bees do, and then the next one will be talking about beekeepers. Alright, bye!